Hey, it's the Terminian Hero here, and we're playing some more Metroid 2 Return of Samus, and it turns out I was a little lost, but I know where to go now. I know where to get our next Metroid, and it turns out there's a health restore right by the next Metroid, so let's just hope we can survive long enough to get there. When we came up through that one Metroid cocoon, the last one we came up through, that was a one-way path back to where we already were, so let's just head back down the way we came. It turns out I actually was supposed to go down at one point here. I think it's here. Oh gosh, it is. He's not gonna come for me if I stay down here, because he only moves when he's actually on screen. And we get our full restore. Or, well, our full health restore, anyways. And we can just take this Metroid out easily now that we're fully healed. We still got plenty of missiles. And they are done. And we should get our earthquake. There we go. And now we can just make our way out of here. Now this should be a little interesting, because as I mentioned before, there were two places where the lava could lower, and we're gonna have to keep track of both and see which one lowered, and remember to actually check the other one later on. But we'll get to that in a second. First, we have to climb all the way back out of here, which honestly shouldn't take too long. I think we're just about out of here already, actually, thanks to those little one-way shortcuts. And here we are, we're out. I don't think I want to be out yet, actually. I'm gonna head back to the industrial complex really quick, because there was a full missile restore there. Oh, this is not where I wanted to go. But there is a save station here, so I'll take that. Yeah, if you remember, the full missile restore is right once we enter the area. You want to drop straight down and go through the sand. Like on the far left here. And there's our missile restore. So we now have 210 out of 250 missiles. There are 4 missile tanks left to get in the whole game. And 2 energy tanks left. So that's pretty good. Let's just head down and not get destroyed by tiny little creatures. Please. I would appreciate to not get destroyed by the tiny little creatures. And the lava did not lower here, which means it must have lowered at the other place. So let's head back to said place. first going through this little maze again. Oh, that's not the way to go. I actually went the wrong way in this tiny little maze. So this little place here has now had its lava drained. And we're actually not heading to a big major area. See, if we pause the game, it says there's only one more Metroid to get. We're already down to the lava again. And that's alright, that's another big lava tunnel it looks like, so we still have 2 caverns to worry about. But hey, we found our cocoon, so whatever one Metroid we have to get is coming up pretty soon. Now, in another Metroid 2 remake, they added a little bit of story onto the game, where you're like trying to save the Galactic Federation research and rescue teams. And the tiny area we're about to go to here is where the research team was located. I've been calling all these places by their another Metroid 2 remake names. And this upcoming area, they didn't really give a name, they just said, research team. So, I'm just gonna say the place we're about to go is the research team's camp, I guess. And it was right up here. This is where the research team's camp was. Unfortunately, a number of the areas from that game are exclusive to that game, so no going up from here to reach the GFS Thoth. And in here, we have our Metroid. It's just a Gamma, nothing really special about it other than the fact that he gets his own little area dedicated to him. Kinda like the first Metroid we fought here. But of course, that was just to teach you how to play the game. This one here is kind of an outlier. Like, what is he just doing here all by himself? Why do we fight him separately? It's a little odd. But I guess it's just their way to have the little thing where there's 2 places where the lava can lower, but they don't want you to spend too much time away from those 2 places, otherwise you'll forget that there's 2 places and it'll get really confusing. So I guess that was probably the idea behind why they did it like this, I'm assuming. So we had our earthquake, but it doesn't look like the lava lowered. So rather than going to this place, we'll backtrack over to the other one. Come on now. At least these guys drop a lot of energy. You know, when they drop energy. So the place we're going to next still isn't a very big area. You'll see we only have 2 Metroids to get now. But we'll get there and take care of it. It does feel weird having Let's Played another Metroid 2 remake before Let's Playing the original Metroid 2. But hey, I wanted to Let's Play the remake as soon as it came out, and that's what I did. And I have to say, it really makes me enjoy the original a whole lot more. The remake is still definitely better. But after playing the remake, I feel like I know where I'm going in the original. Whereas before, I would just get lost. So anyways, the lava lowered here. Yeah, I mean, the remake also, you know, gives each area a theme, so it doesn't feel like I'm going through the same old stuff all the time. But anyways, yeah, so just heading into new territory. We've got 2 Metroid cocoons here already and 2 ways to go. This area in another Metroid 2 remake was the mining facility. And it was structured much differently, because the interesting thing about the map of this place is that the original game here doesn't have a map. So there are actually a bunch of places that overlap with other places. But then in another Metroid 2 remake, they had a map, so they couldn't have places overlapping. So every once in a while in the remake, you'll just see places that are structured a bit differently from in the original game here. And Alpha Metroid down. There is an energy restore here. I'm glad I actually looked around. No missile restore? There's probably one in the other room. Down by the other Metroid. You know, the other Metroid. As in, but it may be invaded by the other Metroid. And that's what we're taking care of right now. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm pretty sure it says that in the ending of Metroid 1. It's like, you have restored peace, but it may be invaded by the other Metroid. Anyways, I'm pretty sure the Metroid up this way is gonna be a Gamma Metroid. At least, if my knowledge of another Metroid 2 remake is to be believed, because of course everything I know about this game is from another Metroid 2 remake, pretty much. I know a little bit of the original, but not much. But that's what we're experiencing here today, so now I will know a lot more of the original. And I was right, there is a missile recharge here. And a Gamma Metroid somewhere. Well, it's a Gamma Metroid now. And he's down. Mining facility complete. Missiles restored. Earthquake commence. There's so little lava there, and I still manage to find myself falling into it. So at this point, there was only one place for the lava to lower. So we don't have to worry about figuring out which one lowered. We can just go straight to it. Of course, it's a bit of a long way off because it's down that other split path. Having the two lava lakes to go down, it's a cool idea, but it does cause a bit of backtracking, so I'm glad they don't use that gimmick too much. They just mess with it a little bit, and then they're done with it, so that you don't have to worry about going back and forth and back and forth. Not going that way this time. I'm going the right way. Out of this little maze for the final time. And now this is lowered. So this should lead us on to the fourth major area of the game. You know, it is a little weird how these massive caverns here just don't have anything to collect in them. I mean, it's kind of a good thing, because these massive caverns all look the same, but it also just feels oddly empty going through them. Like, it feels like you should be exploring, but you just know that you shouldn't. Like, you just know that there's nothing there. In another Metroid 2 remake, there were actually a few items in the main cavern here. What am I supposed to do here? Am I supposed to shoot a missile at this? Nice. There we go. You can even knock them out and have them fall. And looks like there's where we're gonna be going down next. Once we clear out this next area, which, as I said, is an actual major area, as we can see by the 7 Metroids we need. Come on now. Whoa! I wasn't expecting you. Did we see this guy's cocoon? Or is it later on? Did I just miss it? Oh, here it is. Okay. And there's another one that we can drop through to get down below, but it looks like there's lava below there. So, anyways, I'm just gonna take this guy out quick. I think you can only shoot him from below. There we go. Took him out. I'm gonna stand in this cocoon. And I'm gonna end the video. So, this area is the tower. And we're gonna see that next time. I'm the Terminian Hero, and I will see you then.